Drama slop content is a problem on YouTube, but not in the way that most people are claiming it is. First, what even is slop? Because this word often gets thrown around to broadly label all different kinds of content. Is it uploading frequently, talking about recent drama, milking a certain topic, or just low effort and lazy? Because only one thing here I think is actually a problem with drama slop videos, which is being low effort and lazy. But I don't mean in the sense that these videos should have higher quality editing or cooler transitions, but instead the research and information in them. Because I much rather prefer watching an 8-minute video with no editing at all that has the correct information than a highly produced video essay with misinformation. I don't care about channels that upload daily that just serve to recap the drama of another person's video. There's clearly an audience who enjoys it, and sure, certain factors can be annoying, like when they purposely stretch out their videos to unnecessarily long lengths for more watch time, or have the same meme titles and thumbnails, but all these critiques pale in comparison to the core problem with the drama slop content mill, to the extent where I don't really think it's a big deal to bring up as a valid point at all, especially when there is a disease that affects a bunch of these channels that I call the daily topic commentator disorder, that prioritizes their views, ad revenue, and algorithm success above getting the stories that they are covering correct. Very similar to the normal news cycle, as soon as a new drama or story drops, the first one to get to the topic is rewarded with more views and a good chance to get in the algorithm. And the faster you are, the higher that chance increases for you to blow up your content mill channel to earn thousands of dollars. But the problem with having such a huge incentive for being first to the story is that you have these channels tripping over themselves to throw out a video as fast as possible with little consideration of even getting the story right. And this becomes a huge problem when these are the same people covering serious allegations that impact people's lives. It would be one thing if they were covering topics that don't directly affect someone else and weren't as important, but that's not the case because they want the best of both worlds. The ability to cover complex and serious allegations because that's what gets the most views, but erasing the nuance that is necessary to cover these stories, cutting corners in the creation and research process in order to get their video out sooner. And especially when you attack a target that is already disliked, they rationalize just throwing out a video saying definitively that they're guilty of doing something because, well, this person probably did this, and even if they didn't, well, they're already a piece of shit, so who really cares? And the reason why they do this is because in most cases, it works. There's no consequences for their actions of spreading misinformation because the average casual YouTube drama viewer doesn't really care either. If their shot in the dark ends up being right, they got the benefit of putting out the video fast, and even if it's wrong, well, who cares since it's already an unpopular figure. Leading to the first example of this.
Yep, she took her lack of talent right to the YouTube headquarters here to strike a channel because it hurt her feelings.
A few months ago, 1 million subscriber YouTuber One Giant Onion made a video called "My YouTube channel might get banned," saying Sniperwolf copyright struck down a video of his called "Watching Sniperwolf Until I Laugh," which was 3 hours of him doing exactly that, just not laughing as a meme.
It turns out that I actually received a copyright strike from Sniperwolf. She took down one of my videos called "Watching Sniperwolf Until I Laugh."
He goes on to explain how Sniperwolf is abusing her power as a larger creator who is trying to take away his job and does a call for action for other YouTubers to cover the story.
Right now, my literal job is being threatened by Sniperwolf, of all people. Do everything in your power to help me and support me. Whether that be just liking the video or even reaching out to one of the bigger creators to help and get their support, like Jax Films, for example, Charlie, anyone.
And this worked. Not only did a bunch of commentary channels make a video on this, but even Critical did. Sniperwolf copyright striked him. She fucked up. Sniperwolf crossed the line. Copyright abuse. Sniperwolf is striking videos now. YouTube needs to ban her ASAP. Sniperwolf striking a channel is crazy.
Yep, she took her lack of talent right to the YouTube headquarters here to strike a channel because it hurt her feelings.
One Giant Onion got a copyright strike from Sniperwolf.
How can you be a react channel and then strike other people for reacting to your video? Come on.
It's craziness. That is the epitome of hypocrisy.
It is the pinnacle of hypocrisy.
You actually can't script irony better than this.
He is totally fucking right.
That is heartless. It is heartless.
And I think it's a disgrace.
It's so fucking hypocritical.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I really hope YouTube does step up and actually do something to punish them in a big way for this, because this can't be allowed to continue. It's ridiculous.
But she didn't. She didn't do it. Someone impersonating Sniperwolf filed the strike and she got framed for it. All these channels just reported on One Giant Onion's word as fact that he got struck by her, despite even in his video, he blurred out who the content was removed by and the content used. None of them even reached out to her to ask or confirm. I want to clarify that I did not strike anyone's video. I do not have any pending takedown notices. I believe someone else must have done this on my behalf. At Moist Critical. Critical responds, if that's true, you should contact the strike channel and get the info of the person who did strike it so you can take legal action against them. There's a huge problem with this dog shit on the platform right now, so it would be great to put a stop to it. That channel made no attempt to contact me, and neither did you. I have no pending takedown notices on my channel, so how can I confirm it's not fake drama? It's irresponsible to make a video with false information without reaching out for the facts. Showing a screenshot of a recent copyright removal request showing Onion's video isn't there. This is 100% correct. Critical made a video saying definitively Sniperwolf is guilty of striking a channel when he A, didn't have enough information to confirm this, only taking the word of One Giant Onion, and B, didn't reach out to her to get confirmation. all of these people just spread misinformation on Sniperwolf on the basis of one guy's word. And I feel like this is a good time to address all the pre-written comments asking why I'm defending a piece of shit like Sniperwolf. I'm not. You don't defend people, you defend positions and things you believe in. If you only defend things when it's to argue for someone that you already like, that's what is inconsistent and biased. Have your opinions about Sniperwolf all you want. Personally, I think she's fucking nuts, but she should be held accountable for the things that she's actually done. And the thing is, spreading misinformation and lying about her only helps her successfully paint herself out to be a victim, which increases her chance to escape accountability for other things she's done, since she now can 100% truthfully say that a bunch of creators talking about her spread misinfo and lies. Unfortunately, that is now true, which discredits these people and makes them look like unreliable narrators who can't be trusted to unbiasedly cover a story. So to everyone saying, who cares, it's Sniperwolf, that is the exact reason that you should care, since it's Sniperwolf, someone who has done criticizable things that deserves to be held accountable for. So just how, if you want to ensure someone gets charged for a crime, you don't want to fuck up the case against her by including lies and giving her any wiggle room to help her defense. And Sniperwolf is just the current example I'm highlighting right now, but this type of problem happens in nearly every situation, where someone overstates a claim and as a result weakens their case against the target that they're trying to hold accountable.
And by the way, I have access to thousands of work chats that have not been leaked yet, and I'm gonna start leaking them, and one of them contains alleged CP.
But with that out of the way, going back to the timeline, after Sniperwolf responded to Critical, Giant Onion enters the ring and tries to argue that it wasn't irresponsible of him to make a false allegation. Here's the copyright strike I received from either Sniperwolf or someone impersonating her. But how can you say it's irresponsible to post a video without reaching out to you first about it? You would have never responded in a lifetime. I hope this wasn't you though. What a weird response. He's trying to justify spreading misinformation about someone by saying, well, I bet you never even would have responded anyway. You making a serious claim about someone when you don't have the confirmed information to do so, and actively choosing to not take the steps to try and confirm it, is as irresponsible as it gets. Ask yourself, how would you feel if some 500 sub channel falsely accused you of striking them and then said the same thing back at you when you obviously would be justifiably frustrated? Especially if Critical made a video on you and spread this lie to millions of people. But Onion, as well as most other channels reporting on this, eventually admit to fucking up either by deleting their videos or posting a retraction. But even still, while these channels were making this retraction, they were using weird phrasing like, this plot twist is insane. This wasn't a plot twist. This was you falsely accusing someone because of your own irresponsibility.
I've got a huge twist for you today that's going to leave you more stunned than the first time you watched Fight Club. Well, maybe not to that scale, but from all of the evidence I've seen now, it actually wasn't Sniperwolf who filed that strike. The email account was someone's personal Gmail. They weren't using a company account. It was not a professional email. It was just random Joe Blow's Gmail account that they're probably subscribed to browsers through.
Okay, you spread false allegations, treated them as facts, and admitted to not knowing the details before making the claim. You'll never guess the video he uploaded the next day. Stupidest research ever. Come on, man. You know what though? The silver lining is at least Critical apologized and seemingly took accountability, which is more than I can say about 500k sub commentary YouTuber Acheeto. Remember how I said most commentary channels either deleted their videos or posted a retraction? Well, Acheeto did neither, and his video was the worst of them all.
Dude, it's fucking Sniperwolf. Like, I don't know.
Acheeto starts off his video by saying minimal editing for today because he's on vacation. Hopefully that scrapped editing time was used on the research process.
One Giant Onion got a copyright strike from Sniperwolf.
Acheeto, like many others, spread this misinfo as fact, but unlike most other channels, he lets the mask slip and outright says that he's not going to be charitable to her to get the story rights.
Feels so tactical and intentional, and you can't, I don't know, man, and plus it's Sniperwolf, why would I be charitable? I'm not Mr. Beast, I'm not here to give you charity.
He continues to even include her response of her saying that she didn't do it, and dismisses it entirely because, lol, it's Sniperwolf and she's bad.
Now she goes over to Twitter to basically defend herself when she should have been calling Saul, saying, I want to clarify that I did not strike anyone's video. I do not have any pending takedown notices. I believe someone else must have done that on my behalf, at Moist Critical. Fuck you adding Moist Critical for? What do you want him to do? Pat you on the back and be like, oh, sorry for the misunderstanding. I reported the news that that someone claiming to be you took down a video and it actually wasn't you. Okay, yeah, your tweet is complete evidence. Now, if you want to actually convince people of this, you can literally show your pending takedown notices, like provide the evidence that you would need to provide to get people to believe what you're saying.
She did. She did do that. She even did it the same hour of the tweet that you showed in your video, Acheeto. Did you just not see this or chose to intentionally leave this out? And this is the guy who's calling out other people for misinformation?
Like, this is someone saying, I just have to talk about this. She just spreads misinformation. Like, you literally spam the refresh key on, like, Twitter and TikTok to see if there's anything you can leech views off of. And, like, spread blatant misinformation about so you can just get it to 8 minutes. Like, listen, bro, maybe they just wanted to write a quick article to make some quick cash. But spreading misinformation, kinda cringe, bro. Like, this is just fake. This is just misinformation. Buddy, that's just wrong. Spreading misinformation on the podium is crazy. He'll make false allegations and defame people. He's giving his take on allegations that he has zero clue as to whether or not they're true or false. That's like a little bit of, like, defamation. Whoopsies! And I really want to hone in on the fact that if this was any other person, people would be all over this. You lie to your audience when it's convenient. You know that if I caught you with your pants down, I'd point and laugh, and so would the entire audience because I know what I'm talking about. I have the receipts. I've been doing this for 2 years. You actually can't script irony better than this. Steven Spielberg, you have to take notes.
And because Acheeto hadn't put out any retractment or anything and just kept this video up, I had a conversation with him about it on stream, not trying to aggressively gotcha him or anything. I debatably was too passive and easy on him, but Acheeto gave some responses that were so bad, I couldn't have predicted.
Oh no, I just want to quickly ask you about something. Do you like the Sniperwolf video? She ruined what was left.
I did.
Yeah, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, what's up with it?
Yeah, like, did you see what happened with that situation?
There was some update, but I've been traveling. I didn't really pay too much attention. I know, like, Critical said something. He, like, made an update video on it, like, she didn't strike a channel or something. I've been, like, flying around, and I just got home, like, yesterday, so I didn't, like, take a big look at it. I had, like, pre-recorded videos I posted, but no.
Yeah, I don't want to make, like, a big deal out of it, but, like, yeah, she didn't strike the channel, and, like, this video right now is, like, just saying it is, right? Like, definitively, that Sniperwolf strike the channel.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's wrong, then that information isn't correct.
Yeah, that's all. Well, it was really a big deal, but, like, you probably want to take that down, right?
At this point of the conversation, it should have just ended with Acheeto saying, oh shit, okay, my bad, this is a pretty bad look, I'll take the L here and either private or enlist the video. But he had different plans.
I'm not gonna take the video down, but, you know.
You're not?
I think if any... I mean, I can just add, like, a pinned comment, I guess, updating it.
Why wouldn't you take the video down? If you said, like, definitively Sniperwolf, she striked that on that one Giant Onion guy.
Well, I'm pretty sure that when you delete a video, it counts as, like, negative views on your channel. Like, on Social Blade, it'll say, like, minus views.
Well, like, like unlisted,
fucks you in the algorithm or not.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like even if, you know, you could unlist it, but even I think, like, priorities probably take, like, they're probably more important if you're, like, definitively, like, you know, kind of slandering someone, saying that she, you know, I don't want to make a big deal about it, but I mean, like, how you're worried about being in the algorithm, not being taken out of the algorithm when you made a video literally, like, slandering someone. Like, you should probably take that down, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Acheeto finds out in real time that he spread lies about someone else, and his priorities lie with him worrying about his views, money, and staying in the algorithm.
I didn't expect you to have that response, to be honest. I thought I would just, like, you would say, like, oh, fuck, you know, I've been
Take my video down?
I mean, yeah, you posted misinformation, right? And don't you, like, critique other people for doing that? Isn't that, like, the whole commentary thing?
He then gets very defensive and combative at the idea of taking down a video that is actively spreading misinformation and continues to argue.
I would not, in any world where I think you would have that position.
Wait, I don't know. What's so ridiculous about that?
This
is how I make my money. If I'm not gonna like, I'll post an update. I can correct the record now.
Well, it's kind of like an integrity thing, right? Like, if you critique anyone else,
yeah,
for posting misinformation in the future.
and updating, and I'm
correcting the record.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think I have to delete the video to do that.
Okay, you don't have to delete the video, but I mean, like, unlisting it, right? Wouldn't that make sense? Because you're
I
kind
don't
of
know
just,
what
like,
unlisting
still...
does, but whatever.
Well, it's the whole thing where it's like you're still keeping up a video that's like still informing people on misinformation. It's still getting money based off of misinformation. Like, do you see a problem with that? I'm gonna say yes, because that's what you do have a problem with that. If this was Nick is not green, you would have a problem with that.
But when we're talking about people's lives and their reputations as not only creators on the internet, but as human beings that are seen by hundreds of thousands of people, you should be expected to verify things that your friend is saying. Maybe you should have looked at all the facts before making a video. Maybe you should have heard multiple perspectives. I just laid out the story. I let people draw their own conclusion. That's what you have to do with allegations, because unless you're 100% sure of something, it's kind of just whether or not you're going to get lucky or not. If you're going to say a guy's 100% innocent or 100% guilty, it could look really bad when it doesn't go that way.
As I stated earlier, and as you could tell from the beginning of this conversation, I didn't walk into this trying to take down Acheeto. So at this point in the conversation, I felt like I got my main points across to him that I disagreed with him on, so I tried to wrap it up a little, but Acheeto wants to continue. He keeps on digging, saying that he feels it's unjust that I said this is a hit to his integrity.
But hey, man, that was basically all. That's all I got. I didn't want to make this a big thing.
Okay, I mean, you come at me, you're like, dude, delete this video. Do you not know what happened?
Dude, it's not. I'm not like mad. It's not like a big thing. It's not a big deal. I just didn't expect you to have that.
I don't know, man.
That's what made it pretty
But
bad.
you're coming here. But you're even coming in here with this whole thing of like integrity and all this fucking shit. Like, dude, you gotta like dial it down a little bit.
What was wrong? What was wrong with what I said?
That I don't have integrity or something because of a video I posted.
Yeah, I think this is a hit to
when
your
I had
integrity.
information.
You made a video critiquing Sniperwolf for something, saying definitively she struck a channel. There was not enough information yet to say that she definitively struck a channel.
Well, the dude
that is a
showed
hit to your
an email.
credibility already. And on
the dude
top of
showed
it, if you saying that you don't want to take down the video just because it would be a hit to the algorithm for you, even further hits your credibility. That's my argument.
Like, what is so different from me taking the video down than from me like posting a comment, like correcting the record? Like,
The
what
problem
do you
with
get
keeping
from deleting?
the problem with keeping up the video is that it's still misinforming people based off of wrong information. You have a bunch of people in your comment section telling you, getting like many likes, telling you like, hey bro, you should take this down. It turned out not to be Sniperwolf. So you're still informing people based off of wrong information that you're spreading. That's the problem. It's like, what's wrong? You're like telling me what's wrong with like keeping my lie up, or like spreading misinformation up. Like,
Right. Well, if they
you know
can
what
read if they can see the comment, then I feel like it's undoes that, right? Like if they see the video and the comment,
If they
like, it's
see
part
the
of same
comment,
thing.
He continues to hinge his whole argument on the fact that a pinned comment update is a good enough of a retraction for his entire video being wrong. But the problem with this is that A, there are some viewers that just never go to the comment section, and B, you've already spread lies to 73,000 people who watched it, and they aren't going to go back to a video that they already saw. So the people that he already misinformed will never even see the retraction comments. If you spread false shit about someone to your audience, I think you should try and do the most you can to remedy this mistake and re-inform those same people to the best of your ability by saying, hey, this what I told you was wrong. Especially as a commentator who wants people to take their opinion seriously and calls out other people for the same things. But it's clear that that's not where Acheeto's priorities lie. He's suggesting doing a pinned comment to try and get away with doing the bare minimum.
like you're not gonna like unlist it. Like you wouldn't even unlist the video. Like spreading misinformation.
I mean, I'll have to see if like what that does, but I mean, if that.
Bro, I think that's a hit to your integrity. You're openly telling me right now you post a video that is misinformation and you won't even take it down.
I understand that, but I'm saying like if they were to click on the video, like they would see the comment, the pinned comment. It shows on mobile the pinned comment.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, why even like play this game where it's like, oh, don't worry, I won't take
Because
my video
you're
down.
asking me to
I'm just
potentially
going to
risk money. Like that's what you're asking. That's what you're asking.
Oh, so you're basically just saying like money's more important than integrity. Why would you
yeah,
just say
that's
that?
what I said. That's what I definitely just said. Yeah.
That is what he just said.
Because you're
game.
asking me to
I'm just
potentially
going to
risk money.
I continue to bring up these points to him in the call, and he just doesn't take the L until he fully lets the mask slip.
But what's so different between me leaving a comment saying, hey, there's some info in this video that's incorrect versus me deleting the video?
Some people may not see the comments. Some people will, but why even risk that game when you're like supposed to be a commentary channel that your voice
Because
is
it
built off of
directly hurts
integrity?
me.
Like people watch you. I don't think unlistening to video ever hurts you. But even on the assumption of that, your integrity takes priority. People watch you for your opinion on
Right,
certain
and I'm
topics.
telling you-
People
I'm telling you I can do something.
Hold on. People watch you for your opinion on topics and hopefully to use you as a trustworthy source. And this is you like right now saying, I'm prioritizing my algorithm and my money as opposed to misinformation.
The thing is too, when I saw the Charlie video, it's like, am I rushing to run defense on Sniperwolf? Like this is a person who is lucky to even be on YouTube. You understand?
Wait, can you explain that point? Can you flesh out that point? What do you mean? Are you rushing to defend Sniperwolf? You don't defend people, you defend like positions and like arguments. What do you mean?
Am I rushing to run defense for Sniperwolf? That line tells you everything you need to know. This is admission that Acheeto didn't actually give a fuck about the facts of the situation, but only chose to go against Sniperwolf because she's a hated figure. He's an untrustworthy source that can't be taken seriously because he doesn't fairly report the facts of stories.
Also admits that he doesn't care about the facts of the situation. Now, you might be asking, why would someone ever admit that when they're talking about allegations that they don't care about the facts of the allegations?
The call then comes to a close in a similar fashion.
What if I just put like outdated in the title? Like, what,
Hey, man,
is that okay? I'm trying to work with you here because you made a request, one that will probably fuck me in some way or another. I'm trying to help you here because,
dude,
I don't want my integrity or whatever.
Do what you want. Do what you want, man. I'm good. I think we would exhaust this conversation.
After the call, he says on his stream a statement with a similar sentiment as before, that it's just Sniperwolf, so who really cares?
And I think the thing with this situation too is it's just like, dude, it's fucking Sniperwolf. Like, I don't know.
He continues to justify by saying it's not that big of a deal to spread misinfo to 3% of his audience if it means fucking up his revenue.
How much more misinformation is actually stopped by me deleting it from me doing everything I just did? Maybe like what, 2%, 3%? Is that 3% worth like potentially fucking up my rev? Nope. 3%? No. You can say, bro, if you think my integrity is bad because I'm ignoring a 3% difference for my own benefit, then that's just on you.
This is less about a specific number thing, but more about an integrity standard that you should uphold if you're a commentator who calls out other people on the same things. It's so weird. He keeps talking as if he shouldn't face any consequences for slandering someone. It's like he fails to recognize this as a fuck up on his end. There's just no shame involved here.
This is just like this is kind of random, but I don't, okay. Is this a big hit on my credibility? I don't know. I don't know, man.
Eventually, Acheeto would go on to delete this video after getting backlash from the conversation we had, but given his responses to me and failure to take accountability when confronted, it seems like he doesn't get it and only took down the video due to social pressure instead of an actual recognition of wrongdoing. But only time will tell to see if he makes the same fuck-ups down the line, which I'm betting he will. However, another channel who is debatably even more shameless and displays a greater lack of care to report the facts of a story goes by the name of Westjett.
It's slop commentary. Why do people gatekeep and care so much? Worry about being morally consistent. It's so stupid.
A month ago, he uploaded a video about the VTuber Fruit, who made a document claiming her ex was pressuring her into sex acts, and Westjett blatantly misrepresents her statements and cuts context to make her look worse.
And you betcha, she starts off with the whole shaboing, includes mentions of domestic violence and calls it an abusive relationship. She calls cheating exercising autonomy over her body. You can't make it up.
He just made that up. This is not what this sentence is in reference to. She did not say she's exercising her body's autonomy to allow her to cheat on her husband. Obviously, that would be a fucking insane thing to say. If you read out just the sentence above, you would notice that this was in reference to her ex pressuring her into a sex act, and the exercising autonomy line was in reference to her saying no, that she didn't want to engage in it. And the reason Westjett didn't know this was because he self-admits that he was too lazy to actually read the documents.
Love or hate Asmongold, he's cooking because 90 pages, bro, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You don't have time to do your job? What does this even mean? He gets paid to do this. But even if that's the case, if you don't have time for it, then why make a video on it? This is as bad as it gets with these channels. Not only did he self-admit to not caring about doing research, but then he goes on to blatantly take what the person said out of context to paint a narrative about her. Why should anyone take anything you say seriously when you self-admit to not caring enough to do the bare minimum of research? Westjett would go on to delete this video, but then when called out on this by Turkey Tom, he gives these really weird defenses saying he shouldn't be held to a standard to not spread misinformation.
It's your job to report on this stuff.
This is where I fundamentally disagree. I'm not a reporter or a journalist. Unlike Ludwig, I don't hold myself up to a journalistic standard of the 5 pillars.
You don't have to be a professional journalist or reporter to uphold the basic principle of not spreading misinformation about someone. I don't know why so many people try and use this stupid defense and think it'll make them look better. All this comes across as you trying to excuse yourself from the responsibility. And he does this weird thing throughout this video where he says that he's taking accountability, but then gives defenses right after, which discredits any apology.
I'm not trying to dodge accountability. I was completely wrong, which is why I deleted the video.
A few moments later.
Truth be told, my deleted video actually aged well, and the only reason I deleted it is because I was in over my head.
Another argument I don't know why so many people try using. It doesn't matter if you took a shot in the dark and got lucky that it ended up hitting. It doesn't make your previous actions any better. If I say someone is 100% guilty of a crime when there isn't nearly enough evidence to confirm confirm it. Even if it ends up being true, that doesn't make me any smarter. It makes me lucky, because I made my conclusion based on a false assumption. This is just another weird line to minimize his actions by saying, it wasn't that big of a deal because, you know, even if I spread false shit at the time, I ended up being right. But he ends off his video actually apologizing to Fruit, only to take it right away the next sentence by saying it wouldn't matter whether or not he actually read the document anyway, because he probably still would have came to the same conclusion.
I do gotta apologize to Fruit for messing up the autonomy thing, because genuinely I think that was my only mistake. And I guess the reading, but I don't think that would have made a difference in how I came up to my conclusion.
Very similar to Acheeto, because he couldn't just take the L, he made the situation a lot bigger and a lot worse. He got called out for this again in a video by Soggy Cereal and responded outright saying that he doesn't care about spreading misinformation.
Because he was too lazy.
90 pages? Bro, ain't nobody got time for that.
And then made extremely defamatory statements.
Shut the f up, you nerd, bro. What are you talking about?
He doesn't hold himself up to a journalistic standard.
Look what you did, Turkey Tom. You hung out with Destiny once, and now you're trying to make commentary boring and gay. It's slop commentary. Why do people gatekeep and care so much? Worry about being morally consistent. It's so stupid.
It seems he can't even grasp the problem with saying, I don't care about being morally consistent and spreading misinfo, while simultaneously covering the most serious allegations on the internet that directly impact people's lives.
One of the only goats left is Diesel Patches. His whole titles are essentially slander, and it's funny. It's literally not that serious.
He tries to draw a comparison to Diesel Patch's obvious meme titles to him misrepresenting crucial details in a story about a girl getting pressured into sex. I mean, do I even have to explain the difference between these? What the fuck was this point? But because Westjett follows me on Twitter and has DM'd me before, I wanted to ask him some questions about this. I write him to see if he would be interested in an interview call, which he declined, saying he doesn't want to bring any more attention to this and is taking the L, despite uploading the video I just showed you saying that he doesn't care just hours prior. So I reply, I hear what you're saying, but is this what you mean when you say taking the L, attached with the video saying he doesn't care? I mean, this is just justifying / minimizing the situation by saying, who really cares, man? Just let me spread misinformation in peace. He responds, I mean, fair enough, but I already made my apology in the other video, addressed it on my community page. I wasn't spreading misinformation on purpose, so there's no point in me going on a stream to justify anything. You know, strictly optics-wise, that makes sense. You don't have to go on stream or have an interview, that's fine, man. I'm just saying you are claiming to take the L and have apologized for spreading misinfo, but then uploaded a video today saying who cares about it. Do you see how these are conflicting statements? It's one thing to meme about spreading misinfo on a stupid topic like Talk Tua or something dumb, but you are covering allegations that are putting people's careers in jeopardy. I mean, yeah, that's a valid criticism. Thing is, I didn't even know the person before I made the video, so it's not like I'm maliciously spreading misinfo on purpose. I did fuck up, so I deleted the video, but I can't pretend and virtue signal that I care about being morally consistent or that I genuinely am worried about a VTuber. You don't have to care personally about the VTuber as a person. I don't personally care that deeply about anyone I cover. The point is that you don't defend people, you defend positions that you believe in. So I'm kind of confused. Are you saying you don't care about being morally consistent or spreading misinformation? This is where the conversation takes a weird turn. Westjett then tries to bring up the point that it was all irony and a meme. If the video is in an ironic, joking context, does that count as misinformation? Intent is a big thing in my opinion. Was your VTuber video in an ironic, joking context? From what I remember, you weren't joking, you were just giving your takes. It was filled with jokes and memes, bruh. It wasn't really a hit piece. I'd legit read someone else's tweet and give opinions on what it said. This is obviously bullshit. My Boblax video, or even this video, could include memes and jokes, while at the same time making serious points. This comes across as clinging onto any excuse to look for an out. If it was all just a big joke and meme, then why did he delete the video in the first place? You can of course tell jokes and memes throughout a video while simultaneously giving genuine takes and making points. That's what your video was. I'm sorry, but you can't just fall back on it was all just memes, bro. And I know you understand that because you deleted the video for the reason of spreading misinfo. So it wasn't just all jokes. Yeah, I just don't think it was misinformation, more like a misunderstanding. I guess it's tomato tomato. If this was a common trend in my videos, I'd understand, but smoking me for one mistake is annoying to deal with. He drops the irony argument for now, but then switches gears to saying that it wasn't misinformation at all. You said, and it gets worse, she calls cheating exercising autonomy over her body, when that statement by her was in reference to her saying no to her boyfriend pressuring her into sex. The reason you didn't know this was because you self-admit you didn't even read the documents. That is not a misunderstanding. That is you spreading misinfo because you didn't do research. It's more than smoking you for one mistake as well, because even when confronted about it, you say, who cares? Why should I be accountable to the commentary community? Have a good day, brother. The guy is shameless. He goes on to message me a few more times saying similar things until eventually a couple hours goes by, and he tries to bring back the "it was all a joke" line and that he can't be held accountable because it was just a meme. He replies to the clip I sent him from his video saying, also, if you can't tell that's ironic, you're retarded. Just had to get that out of the way.
It's slop commentary. Why do people gatekeep and care so much? Worry about being morally consistent. It's so stupid.
So you're actually just using the "it was all a joke" line when all of your current takes in this chat and in your video show that you do believe in this sentiment. You can't even own the take, man? Jesus, you gotta kneel this hard and just pretend it was all jokes? Come on. I'm not, bruh. I literally said Diesel Patch's titles are all slander and it's funny. It ain't that deep, bro. And I brought up Destiny and called the content gay. How does that scream serious to you? What do you mean by own the take? You just said up here that you don't care about being morally consistent, but now are trying to claim that it was ironic? What was an ironic joke that wasn't serious and what was serious? Can you clear that up for me? No, bro. Just that specific clip. In that specific clip, you say you don't care about being morally consistent. You know that, right? So what was the joke? And yeah, I'm not morally consistent. I am biased to people I like. Yes. I just don't get what you're even getting at in my opinion. And this isn't coming out of anger. I actually fuck with your content. I'm more so confused. Soggy called you out for spreading misinformation and your response was, why do people even care that much, bro? That is what I'm getting at. And now you said that clip was a joke. So I pointed out it obviously wasn't because you said the same thing in our convo. I'm wondering what was a joke and what wasn't. Okay, valid. No, I meant more or less on why do people care about misinformation being spread and people they don't know, regardless of my situation. More of a broad statement. Like I've happily spread misinformation before to slander creators like Average Jonas. I don't really give a fuck. But as I've said, this case was different because it wasn't on purpose. Wait. What? What do you mean? One sec. He then sends me this tweet and says, this isn't his video. It's trolling him by putting another girl who isn't his girlfriend. Do you see the difference in spreading memes like this as opposed to misrepresenting crucial information in a story that involves career-damaging allegations? Yeah, I kinda dug myself into a hole there. Hey, fair enough. Bad equivalence. He doesn't get it. He'll go back and forth on pretending to take accountability to justifying the same take minutes later because he doesn't actually understand the reason for what he's taking accountability for. It's just performative, and it causes him to be clueless and inconsistent when confronted about this. It's for these reasons that it's so unfortunate that videos like Raymundo's and Soggy Cereals both miss the mark so hard to the extent that they had to delete theirs because it makes it look like there isn't actually a huge problem with this side of YouTube. The takeaway from this video shouldn't be that if someone makes a mistake, they can never redeem themselves and forever will be taken as untrustworthy. That's why I wanted to highlight the difference between Critical versus Acheeto and Westjett, because more times than not, it's never about the initial fuck up, but instead how you respond when called out. I mean, things are so fucked if you're at the point where you're saying that you don't care about being morally consistent just blatantly live on air. How do you get that low? And not to be blackpilled, but no amount of calling this out will meaningfully affect these channels at all. Because for it to affect these people, it would mean that their viewers would have to care, which the vast majority just don't, and that's just the way it is. There's a very few amount of viewers who even watch these channels in the first place for any kind of consistency or accurate reporting. Mainly it's just popcorn entertainment, even for like the majority of people watching this video. The majority of you guys don't give a fuck, you're just here for like a funny story. But I think it's personally something that is worth putting together and calling out, and plus makes a pretty good video topic. So yeah, moral of the story, these guys fucking suck and slander people with seemingly no remorse, and most likely will continue doing it because they only have things to gain from it. There you go.
I was talking about how this guy's lying in his videos. He is just a total fucking con artist. He doesn't have any integrity. His content is just generally kind of bad. You know, he just doesn't really say anything thought-provoking or anything meaningful. He just kind of like lies and regurgitates talking points and it's just not very highbrow stuff.